Hi, Dawn Stenslamenti here on The Dawn Show. We have got a superwoman in the house. She rules the morning airwaves at 95.7 Ben FM and is a powerful voice for women across the Philadelphia region. Let's welcome my buddy, Marilyn Russell. It's so good to have you here.
What's up, girl? You look amazing. Congrats on the show. This is phenomenal.
Thank you so much. It's fun. And isn't Joel Garcia amazing? He's the
makeup
artist, I call him the transformation artist.
I'm taking him with me when I go.
Oh no, honey. I know you're a cougar, but you're not taking Joel.
He's the master of his craft. I'm just saying. Nice little salon somewhere in Jersey. We're going to find him out there for sure.
That's right.
Thank you.
So tell me about what's going on with, now we all know you in the mornings, but with Women of the Week, what's going on with your special that you do? Because you do amazing things. You're empowering women and you're rocking it.
Thank you. 4th year now, and that we've done the annual luncheon. And as you know, you were there. Maria Bello spoke. She was absolutely extraordinary. Lisa Oz came in. Great relationship advice. If I ever get into a relationship, I'm going to tap into all her energy, but that's another story. That's a whole other show. And her husband spoke for me last year, Dr. Oz.
Yes, I was
so
there.
It's just phenomenal that the way people have responded to the show. I'm so grateful for that. Woman of the Week is a Facebook page, of course. Find it on Facebook.
And here you, I mean, we can see all the women who were at this luncheon. You know, and you've got everybody who's anybody there, and you're doing good things though as well. 500 women, but you're raising awareness and you're doing a lot for nonprofits.
Yeah, the movers and the shakers come in, and you know, as you know, in this economy, nonprofits need just so much help. Their budgets, I don't know how they're getting it all done, but we've featured, you know, Philabundance over the years. In fact, just last Sunday on the show with me was a coordinator of an event called Rockin' Docs for Diabetes, which obviously is near and dear to me. We can talk about that if you'd like.
Yeah, near and dear because of your son.
My son is type 1, and so Dr. Jaffe and his lovely wife Nancy created this event, and it's actually really cool because it's physicians. They're physicians by day, but hardcore rockers by night. So all these bands are playing. It's at World Cafe Live on Friday, May 10th, so it's coming up. She was on the show, and in another extraordinary turn of events, a lovely woman named Suzanne came in to talk about a whole other matter. Turns out she and her husband were at the Boston Marathon.
Unbelievable.
Block away from when the bombs went
because
off.
he finished.
He ran the marathon. Right? Yeah, luckily, you know, good runner. He was out of there by the time the bombs went off. But what a compelling story, and that is on the website at iLikeBenFM.com. We do the show live, but I'm sure just like you, everything is podcasted these days.
Right.
The internet never sleeps. I'll be tweeting probably at some point when I'm just sitting here with you.
Yeah, in our next segment, we are going to talk about because you are the queen of social media.
It's a bit of an addiction.
And I am like disabled at social media.
I think I yelled at you when you came into Ben FM, and I was like, "What? You're not on Twitter? How are we going to follow one another?"
I promise I'll get better. I promise.
I'll tell you. We'll talk about it next segment. I got some superstars following me, so you better be one of them soon.
Wow.
Wait till you hear who follows me on Twitter. I think you're going to dig it.
That's good.
Okay, like, that's pretty impressive.
That's a good tease for later. But for now, I want to hear how are you doing? I mean, I don't know how you do it all because you are a single mom. You are constantly worried about your son, even though now he's technically an adult. He's in his 20s, but still. So
they're never. Especially sons. They're the babies, you know.
And you're working it. I mean, you are up in the wee hours of the morning. We are at this point keeping you up for your nap time. And I don't know how you do it.
I don't know either. I just, luckily, good stock. I don't know, my father lived till 90 and my mom is 88 and still has an amazing amount of energy. I just don't want to miss anything, I think, Dawn. You know, there's a lot to be seen, a lot to be done, and a lot of fun still to be had. And I just am not going quietly into that next decade, if you will. So I keep on doing it, and a lot has been added to work, obviously, because
you are with Dr. Oz from last year's luncheon, right?
Oh, God. I asked Lisa, what is it like to be married to the man that every woman wants to be with? I mean, he is just extraordinary. Well, you know, you were there.
Yeah.
Gave a great speech, answered people's advice, you know, took questions from the audience. And by the way, the Ben FM listeners always come, and they have a great time at the luncheon. So there's a nice little component for them, too.
Yeah,
but Woman of the Week is special to me. I gave birth to it as a blog 10 years ago now. And it turned into a radio feature in 2007 when I went back on the air with Ben FM.
And a lot of people might not realize that. I mean, how long have you're a native Philadelphian, you're a homegirl.
Oh yeah.
Was this your dream? I mean, when you were a little girl growing up in Philadelphia?
Absolutely not. I was on the last party train out of the station. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I started in advertising, and a good friend of mine there said, "We don't understand with that voice why you're not doing this." And he is single-handedly responsible for putting me on the right path.
But a lot of people might not realize, I mean, you have reinvented yourself over the years, really. And
thank you.
I think, right? I mean,
I just keep going. I think you get points for longevity in this town. I started at DRE and then went to Y100, and then I went to WMGK, and that's the family that I'm with now, the Greater Media family, which owns MMR and MGK and 95.7 Ben FM. Oh, and our sports guys, The Fanatic. So it's just a great bunch of people. I get to see Preston and Steve, who I worked with.
Who you were the wind beneath their wings, really.
Well,
I mean, they were babies, right? I mean,
yeah, it was well, Steve had worked at they both had absolute wonderfully, they were fantastic in their own right, and Preston had a great career in St. Louis and Steve was in New York, but when we all came together there was something really special there. So
yeah, you don't get points.
But I pushed.
Yeah, you're the locomotive.
I do like to push people. I just think if go big or go home.
No, but
I'm all in.
You know, you made a statement though. You said that you get points for longevity. People love you, Marilyn.
Oh, thank you.
And it's so fun to introduce.
Don't embarrass me on TV.
People love you. We're gonna cry. We're gonna get foot clamped together. But people do, and because you touch people, you care about people.
I think, Dawn, the secret, and you know this. I don't have to tell you because just sitting here, I feel so welcomed. Everyone that comes into the Ben FM studio, I automatically just try to make it a welcoming environment. Listen, a lot of the stories that come through on Woman of the Week, I'm crying at the end of these segments. Mothers who have lost kids, people who are dying. You know, the Heart Month is always a tough one. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is always a tough one. And so you sit and I think to myself, how grateful am I to have a great gig, an amazing son, a good life. And so when I put my head down at night, I feel at least I've given something back, especially in the nonprofit segment, because I know budgets have been slashed. You know, I'll get an email from the Children's Garden in Camden saying, oh, by the way, the government's not giving us any more money. Can you help us promote this event? A lot of people are making money through fundraising, and that's all they get. So you got to help. You got to help a little bit.
All right, well, in a minute, Marilyn's going to actually help us all tweet better and get into social media better, and we'll get some of Marilyn's best-kept secrets when The Dawn Show continues.